Is it
Four?
4. Grate Product by Richard Owain Roberts.
I'm typing on my MacBook Air. A woman is explaining that she'll pay my flight, visa and hotel so I can stay in India for 2 to 4 weeks. I will need to teach for free for 2 hours in the morning and 2 hours in the afternoon. I don't know how to feel about this. I am very tired, having only slept intermittently for the last 3 days. I am having nightmares every night and usually get up at 5 and sit in the armchair next to the bed until 7:30, when I walk to the kitchen and make Barocca and Echinacea drinks. I don't know how to feel about India. I look at WhatsApp. Dan is designing promotional materials for a Get Fit With Your Family community initiative, and he is thinking about lager. I tell Dan that I'm thinking about generic brand Marks & Spencer Italian lager, and how it is better than branded Italian lagers. It is 8:30 a.m.
Despite the emergence of the BRIC economies, Dan only knows 2 people who have gone to work in India. Dan knows a lot of people. He has 1,132 Facebook friends, and that's not including people like his nan, his piano teacher, his neighbour with the chocolate brown Labrador. The first of those 2 people went to work in a call centre. She was one of the ones who taught them how to say Leicester instead of Leicester. Her Facebook photos showed that she stayed in a hotel that looked like a palace in Monaco. She only had the shits once. The second of those 2 people went to work on a VSO-sponsored trip to build and repair homes in a clean-up operation from an act of God. His Facebook photos show. Dan remembers he unfriended him 2 months before the trip. Dan wonders what his Facebook photos show. He wonders if the look in the eyes of the displaced people was one of gratitude or disgust. Yes, lager, Dan thinks. Lager will not get families off the settee.
This place of work is a severe environment. My students are unstable and difficult to be around. My colleague is unstable and difficult to be around. I arrive at work 2 hours late. The classroom is very warm. The radiators are on full and only 1 of the 7 small windows will open. My students are talking about YouTube exclusive conspiracy theories. I ask if any of them have ever voted and they ignore me. I look at my colleague and she looks at me blankly, then furiously. She's angry about something and I am the husband, endlessly failing her. I say, "This is going well today," and she stares back, her jaw jutting out. I imagine her being off work for an extended leave of absence due to mental health issues related to compulsive tutting. I smile and ask whether she would like a cup of hot water. I have put maximum effort at work today and leave 1 hour early.
Richard has not mentioned going to work in India to me. I wonder when he will mention it to me. I imagine he has a gradation system for important news. It's good to have order. A, cat. B, wife. C, colleague, unstable. D, man in newsagents. E, Facebook friends. F, couple friends. G, pub friends. H, parents, siblings. My place of work is the home, where the Wi-Fi is. The solitude makes me think of imaginary BuzzFeed lists. 17 ways to tell your mum you're gay. 24 things that make you go whoa if you ever eat at McDonald's. The solitude makes me want to tidy the duplex, to touch myself. Families won't get fit if I keep PROCRASTINATING. I, Twit fam.
I look at WhatsApp. Dan wants me to read with him at his book launch, and maybe we should meet this evening to discuss things. I tell Dan that this evening is fine. I look at WhatsApp. Paul is asking whether I heard about India, and am I going to India? I tell Paul that I need to be paid for my work, but even so, maybe.
Dan thinks about how he's like Jan Koum, except he's not Ukrainian and didn't move to California when he was a teenager. Dan wishes he did move to California as a teenager. He would have had a locker and made out with Kelly Kapowski. Dan is thinking a lot about his book launch. He thumbs through his novel to find a passage to read out aloud. He can't decide whether it's better to say blowjob in front of his stepmom or homo in front of his gay uncle. Dan feels vulnerable and like getting high, even though the last time someone passed him a marijuana joint he said no thanks. Dan keys Kelly Kapowski naked into a popular search engine. The results are not pleasing.
The kitchen table is immaculate, and above it hangs a framed poster of Morrissey lyrics. Woo! Woo! Dan puts a beetroot burger on a plate and then adds some mashed potato and kale. He puts the plate down on the table and tells me to start eating. It feels strange to start eating before he has sat down with his plate, but I do it to see how it feels. It feels okay. We talk about Dan's book, Shia LaBeouf, Urban Tap House, and I liked it. I mean,